This is Touchdown Live in the Huddle, sponsored by your Tri-State Ford dealers. There's more.
Hello, everybody, and welcome out to another episode of In the Huddle. We are in our 9th week of Touchdown Live in the Huddle. It is a special time to be here in the Tri-State because it is, boy, we're just flying on through the week.
I know, man.
We're just rolling. Somebody's calling me. I wonder if they're excited for it's a call from the folks of the Tri-State, and they're saying they're excited for Touchdown Live.
That's it.
And In the Huddle, which is going on right now. And, of course, Touchdown Live is tomorrow. But before we get to our next week of high school football, let's take a look back at our previous week. That is week 9 of high school football. We, of course, are in week 9 of Touchdown Live. We are about to start week 10, Aaron, but hold your horses. Let's take a look back at week 9 here with some recaps. One of the ones, we had the final meeting, unless they decide to keep it going here with a non-conference game. Jasper and Vincennes Lincoln, 42-34 the final. Jasper takes that might be final game of the matchup.
Yeah, hopefully they'll try to keep it going.
Yes.
Jasper will have a free week. Why not? But, yeah, Jasper, they ran out to an early lead, and that was a good thing they did because, again, Vincennes Lincoln, just pesky. They play everybody tough. Look out, Gibson Southern. But Jasper got the job done. They were able to just outscore them there in the end and hold them off.
Yeah,
defense.
They've been a tough team really all week. They've been finding ways to pop out of nowhere and get the job done. So good on them. Jasper, really after that Memorial, now that we can put a wrap on their regular season, after that first week against Memorial, boy, did the Jasper Wildcats turn things around.
Yeah, everybody was like, oh, what's this Jasper team going to be like? They have a new head coach. Maybe it's going to take them a while to adjust. Well, no.
Derek Hart righted that ship awfully quick. All right, here's one of our big upsets of the week.
Yeah,
Apollo, 49-40 over Madisonville.
Yeah.
I don't know if we saw that coming, but props to the Apollo Eagles for their big win over the undefeated Maroons.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody saw it coming.
No.
And Apollo, I've always felt like they've had the people. They have the coaching staff. John Edge, did a great job when he was at Owensboro Catholic. They had some prolific offenses, and ever since he's been at Apollo, I thought, okay, well, he'll probably get their offense going, but it's kind of taken a while, and now, bang, they lit it up last Friday night.
Yeah, and it's taken a little bit of time for their QB, but ever since, when you see a freshman quarterback like Maxwell Johnson, all right, this guy's going to take a little bit of time to develop, but then, it keeps growing and growing. Now in his junior year at the helm of the Eagles, well, that's when you pull out a stellar win. So a big win for them. We've got the band playing out here at Webster County. They're taking on Hopkins County Central. Hopkins County Central gets the win here, 38-0. The Storm.
Ooh.
Well, there you go.
They blew into Webster County as if the Storm did.
Good Storm joke. Good Storm joke. All right, we've got one more here. Another great band performance. This was fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed this performance, by the way. And then Wrights thoroughly enjoyed their performance, taking over that beautiful trophy over Mater Dei, 21-7 the final score. And, of course, the new USI president making an appearance there as well, Stephen Bridges.
There we go. Mater Dei, without Tate Mallory, of course. Colton Salee in there playing quarterback now. And, in a game like this, you knew it was going to be close. It doesn't matter what the records are. And Mater Dei's been game even since Tate Mallory went down. They've struggled some on offense, understandably, but they've been game. And, boy, you were there.
Yeah.
Nobody scored until right before halftime.
No, they did not. It was terrible. I got to be honest. I was like, all right, let's go here. Let somebody get something going. And they did finally.
Yeah, Wrights,
no offense to the guys on the field. I know they are giving their everything. That's props to the defenses as well. They were getting to the quarterback. But, defense, they say it isn't always sexy, and it doesn't always get it doesn't always get the clicks, but it got the job done. And it was a defensive battle in the first half, 7-0. When I eventually departed to go to one of the other games we're going to talk about in a second here, but good job by Wrights to pull that out and really jump out ahead.
They've had a little bit of a quarterback carousel.
They have,
They've just like their third starting quarterback. They started with Jamontre Johnson, then moved into receiver. Parker Bullmeyer played, and I think, what was it, Landon McCutcheon?
Yes,
who was back there
yes, and it hurts. Jamontre Johnson's hurt. now too,
Oh,
so
he's hurt.
can't really go back to him. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a cycle going through.
Yeah.
Not the case for this team we're about to talk about, Bowdoin Morgan and Castle, but we're not going to talk about Bowdoin Morgan. We're going to talk about our first play of the week. Isaiah Googe fumbles on the snap trying to punt, and then what a great job he does, spinning around, fumbling, and then Benjamin Quach jumps on it, first down Knights. That is exactly as you draw it up on 4th and 10.
That's one of the more wild plays of the week that we've had all year.
I think it really is just the way. I mean, and you kind of have that situation where everybody's looking around. The players on Castle, I can vouch being there, we're looking around, and one of the coaches goes, offense, get out there. Because everyone's like, well, okay, what does this mean for us now? And first down night. So fun play there, no doubt. Hey, good heads-up play by Benjamin Quach. They pick up the first down.
Yeah.
Here's another good one. North Posey and a good find over right. We love the ones that are shot right into your living room there.
Those are nice.
Good pass by Carter Schuchel. Good catch by Mr. Brody.
Anytime they can throw a bone to the camera guy and send it right your way, that's a nice shot.
Yeah, and
it was a great catch in double coverage, man.
It was, yeah, and you can always tell when it's coming right towards the cameraman because the camera starts to shake a little bit as the camera person backs up.
Yeah, like,
I've done it a bajillion times. Everybody who else goes out there and does it, they back up. You just got to back up. See, there it is, the wiggle, the back up, and you still get the shot. Good job there, and good play by those two gents. All right, here's another one you were at. I'll let you talk about this.
Yes, 6.8 seconds to go before halftime, and Tecumseh's right down there about the 5 or 10 yard line, and Waylon Riddle just lobs it up there for Garrett Deal. That's the second catch that was almost the same looking play, except that Waylon Riddle rolled out on this one to his right a little, just lobbed it up there back of the end zone. Deal caught it with 3 guys there.
Oof.
That was a beautiful touchdown.
A good catch in triple coverage. Why not, right? We'll talk a little bit more. Here's a sneak peek about Waylon Riddle a little bit later. But first, let's get to one more play. We already talked about this squad, but a great play was our first highlight of the highlight footage. Just a dime from Maxwell Johnson to Landon Bratcher. What a pass. The clip's only 5 seconds because they just go boom, boom.
Yeah.
Snap, throw, catch.
Hit him right
touchdown.
in stride.
He did.
Led him
I mean,
perfectly.
it's just you can't. This would have been a great time to use the slow motion Max, but that's okay. You get a great shot of him going down there. Nice. Boom. And then let's get one more in here. We got our honorable mention.
Oh yeah.
The Dancing Queen. You are the dancing queen.
I've never seen.
Look at it. He just hits. It's quick too. Done. That's good.
That was a well-earned dance. He had a monster game that you're going to talk about here in a minute.
Yes, we are about to talk about that. I wonder if he had that planned.
He might.
I feel like you had to have that
got to
planned.
script those. I mean, Chad Ochocinco used to do that back in the day. Scripted all the touchdowns.
It took me. Speaking of Chad Ochocinco, it took me a while growing up before I knew Spanish and numbers to realize he just changed his last name to his numbers.
Yes.
And then I finally I was like, oh, okay. That's creative. Anyway, quick segue into Chad Ochocinco talk. But now let's get to more important matters. We've got our Player of the Week nominees. Before we get to our winner, Aaron, take us through our nominees.
All right, well, there we see Tecumseh's Waylon Riddle. We just talked about him, the quarterback at Tecumseh, 15 for 23 for 163 yards passing and 5 throwing touchdowns. He also added a rushing touchdown, just a sophomore. Shane Krieger, the running back at Mount Vernon. Well, that's actually Logan Clowers making the catch there. But Shane Krieger had a monster day on the ground. You saw him dancing after his touchdown.
Yes.
37 rushes, 253 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Wow.
Yes.
Rice's Amir Juice Wilford, 24 rushes for 171 yards and 1 touchdown. He is tough to bring down.
He is.
And then right there, Maxwell Johnson, we talked about him earlier, 22 for 40 for 319 yards passing and 3 aerial touchdowns. Also 22 yards rushing and 1 touchdown for 4 touchdowns.
All right, a great game for him. But I have seen the votes, and the votes, of course they decide. We are a democracy here at 14 Sports. And your winner is
tell you who it is. That's
Mr. Waylon Riddle. Look at that.
All right, good job, Waylon Riddle.
Hard
for
to
Tecumseh.
hard to not win when you've got the crate. I'm scrolling up here for those at home who can't see this. 5 touchdowns and a rushing touchdown.
6 total touchdowns. That second quarter they had, by the way, was just bananas.
Tecumseh's flying, man. Tecumseh is flying, and they are looking pretty good, which gives us a segue into what here in Indiana we're getting right into.
Yes,
is the battle in the first round of sectionals. So we will head right back out here and then jump to taking a look. But first off, our game of the week is down in Kentucky.
Yeah.
It is Owensboro and Madisonville North Hopkins. What a matchup that should be.
Yeah, that should be fun. Madisonville obviously
going
to be a little ticked off. They're going to be ready to get back on the winning track. And Owensboro, they've been on a roll since they lost their first two. They haven't lost.
Yes.
So
it should be a lot of fun there. Let's head over to our schedule here, and we can take a peek here at what we've got coming up in the sectional round. What do you have your eye on, Aaron?
Well, where was that game? Oh, well, we were just talking about Tecumseh. They're hosting South Spencer. Nice little Class 1A matchup there. That should be pretty interesting.
It should, yes.
And where was that other one? Oh, here we go. Mount Vernon, Southridge. Mount Vernon's been, they actually have a better record than Southridge, but Southridge beat them 21-6 earlier in the season in Mount Vernon. This time it's in the area of Huntingburg. Field. Yeah, so we'll see what happens there. And then, of course, this Gibson Southern Vincennes Lincoln game should be really interesting because, as we've said, we've talked about it a lot this year. Vincennes Lincoln has played everybody tough. They're only 3-6, but they've played all their losses have been maybe within 14 points or less.
Yeah,
they've been really tough.
I would imagine they want to go out of the SIAC with the bang.
Yeah.
And show, of course, they're done with SIAC play right now, but Gibson Southern, really one of the cream of the crop teams in the PAC. Yeah. Now they get to move out the PAC and see what they can do against an SIAC team. And that should be a fun one. We talked about our game of the week as well. We've got a couple other ones heading up the road in Kentucky.
Yep.
I'll check out Henderson County on my way back. They're hosting McCracken County. Got some good ones in Illinois as well. Carmi and El Dorado. Edwards County's got a home game against CZR.
Yes, Mount Carmel is they have a really big one, 4-4. They're playing with their playoff life on the line. If they don't win, they don't make the playoffs. You have to have a winning record, at least 5-4 in Illinois to make the playoffs. So if they can beat Lawrenceville, they'll be 5-4, and then then they'll be playoff eligible. So
all right,
they got to get it.
Yep, it is and we will have highlights of that game as well too.
Yep,
we know how to get you the big games that you need to see, and we will have you covered tomorrow on Touchdown Live. That will be on 14 News at 10, a little bit halfway through. I think we usually come out there around 10:18. We're always in such a rush, and so we know when we need to be out there because we're flying out there because how many games we got this week? 10. Another week of 10 games. 10. We like it. 10 great games all across the tri-state. We'll have for you live here on 14 News at 10. It is, after all, Touchdown Live. We'll bring you the best and I guess just best highlights across the tri-state. We'll just put it at that, and then the most up-to-date scores across the tri-state on the 14 Sports Scoreboard. Of course, all that found on 14news.com. For now, though, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Touchdown Live in the Huddle. That'll do it for us. We'll see you next time.